You don't see Gemini? It says Gemini. Yeah, I don't do it for what you talking about. That was a free reading. You ain't pay for that shit. Probably ain't even put your thumb on the like button. Where's Gemini? Gemini's right here. All right, anyway, what's up with you? It's your boy Nitty, back with another reading. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Gemini. Now, I was just reading a comment from my last post last night, my all signs. And while I was doing y'all reading, for some reason, I thought I was talking to Cancers last night. You know what I mean? But it was actually Gemini. So I don't know. I almost kind of skipped past y'all. So maybe at some point, people maybe had like skipped past you guys, overlooked you guys, maybe ignored you guys. You know what I mean? Or there's just like phases of yourself, parts of yourself that you overlooked, and now it's being called to attention shortly. That's what we got here. All right. So someone's about to approach you guys in an unusual way. They're going to try to be, I would say, emotionally expressive. Well, really, what they're going to do is try to connect with you guys on stories, like maybe being vulnerable in a way, trying to connect on like similar stories, similar experiences. Could be an Aquarius, could be a Cancer. All right, they may want. I would say some of y'all they may want to spill their guts or something like that. This maybe some of you guys see on a regular because I got sixth house and I got the moon. So some of y'all could be like a coworker or a colleague or somebody you guys see on a more consistent basis. All right. What else? So that makes it a Virgo, makes it a Cancer. I think this somebody, if it's like a woman, this somebody who has like nice breasts, maybe perkier. We got moon here again. So this may be somebody who you guys are reflecting or mirroring back, where they kind of do the same thing that you do back to them. Or maybe it's like petty behavior. So maybe this is somebody who now is like wanting to show up and express some feelings because maybe this person wants to seek balance. But sometimes it's just a test of your emotional, maybe your emotional response. I think that's what it is. Maybe they just want to see how you respond to them emotionally. So they may just kind of show up. Some of y'all say they may show up scantily dressed or show up like I don't know, almost like more appealing in a way. Now I don't know why I made my face like that, but maybe it's something about it. But it kind of like they show up more appealing. So and it's in a strategic way where maybe they're lowering their expectations because they may not be quite sure how it's going to play out, but like they're acting in a way that's unusual to them. They feel like this would be the way to like maybe lower your boundaries, lower your guard, because the opposition could be somebody that we have a high low connection with. Sometimes when I'm into them, they're not into me. Sometimes when you're into them, they're not into you. You get what I'm saying? So it could be that type of vibe. All right, but this is somebody who's now looking to seek balance between y'all by maybe expressing, trying to find similarities, sharing more of their experiences. You know what I mean? Maybe like even starting to get comfortable with you. I think that's what it is. Maybe somebody at one time that avoided you guys or that gave you guys the runaround and now is wanting to connect with you guys on a deeper level. They like your femininity or they like your receptiveness to them, like how you make them feel, how much you listen to them, how like receptive you are. You know what I mean? So like maybe you pay attention to their needs. Maybe you give off like a more nurturing file. Even if you're a man, you give off like a more nurturing, like independent vibe where it's like, I don't really need your reassurance. I don't really need you to confirm this stuff. You could be dealing with a Libra. Some of y'all is maybe somebody you guys are keeping your distance from. So I got Libra, Cancer, Aquarius, Cancer, Virgo. So there's maybe somebody who actually kind of like disdains that you don't really need them or that you don't feel like you need them for emotional reassurance. You know what I mean? So maybe this is somebody who like wants to talk, but they also want to kind of keep their distance. They don't want to like say what's really on their heart at the time. So the connecting could probably just be like them acting a little bit unusual to normal. You're like, wait, why are you talking like this? Why like what's wrong? So some of y'all they may be, I don't know, they may be a little bit resentful because maybe you haven't reached out to them. Maybe you haven't talked to them. Maybe you haven't like, I don't know, like approached them in a while. So it could be that. Like this is somebody who's trying to mirror you and do back to you what you do to them, but now they want to be vulnerable. So I don't know where that scantily dress came from, but maybe that's just like another part of something else. What is it? You got the lover. So it's going to be a heart to heart talk. So some of y'all, they could be upset that you guys cut them off. We got the King of Swords, Queen of Swords, both of them reversed, and in between is the lovers. So possibly this is somebody who maybe is jealous of like your connection with other people. And it don't always have to be romantic. It could just be friends. It could be co-workers. You know what I mean? It could be also the way that people like, because I remember I said earlier, sixth house. So maybe it's co-workers who are trying to connect with you or more people in your environment that you see on a regular day to day are trying to connect with you. And there's jealousy and a resentment towards you because of the way that people like bond to you or connect to you. Like you guys may be sucking up a lot of the air, a lot of attention in the room. people maybe find you guys to be very desirable or very attractive at this time. So that's where I was getting at, like scantily dressed. So maybe if it's not them dressed like that, then maybe it's you dressed like that. You know what I mean? Maybe you're showing up as like more appealing sexually, physically, like your physical body. You know what I mean? Whereas maybe you're wearing, let's say, more arms out. Maybe like cleavage, maybe a little bit more thigh, higher skirts or something like that. Or you know what I mean? Like it gives this appeal because the lovers is here, which means you have choices and options in love. And opposition is very similar. Not always about romantic, but it means that there's a choice, a big decision that's needing to be made because things will change after this. So something like that is happening here. All right. You're gonna be feeling a lot more comfortable though, expressing yourself. So whoever this is past person I got, or somebody who you guys have interacted with before. Past don't always mean past. It's somebody who's been keeping tabs on you guys or been watching you guys, but never really said much. Never really like got off their, I'm gonna say got off their throne, or never got off the like, never, they didn't, I don't know, I'm not gonna say they didn't feel the need to, but for some reason now they're feeling the need to try to connect with you guys or feeling the need to want to speak and talk to you guys. So somebody who wants to take care of your personal needs. All right. Anyway, they feel like you guys would be in a good team. It would be a good team, but I think they're just trying to do it to kind of block you guys from dating other people or from other people catching your eye or you catching other people's eye because they see the way that other people are like coming to you, maybe being drawn towards you guys. It's like they recognize that. They're like, oh shit, I see this. I see how people are attracted to you guys. Could be done with a Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, Cancer, Gemini, Aries, Leo, Sag, Cancer, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. All right. It says, our backs tell the story, no books have the spine to carry. So there's something that they want to express or say. And the Four Cups was in reverse, which means they're going to be seizing an opportunity to express themselves. All right, it says passion into paycheck. So if it's not passionate, like if you're not turning, let's say, a creative hobby or something into paychecks, this is like the relationship is going to evolve into something else. It may start off as something that's like fun. Maybe this was like a connection that was just fun because we got the Page of Wands. Maybe it started off as a connection that was fun, but then it became a connection that maybe became too serious. Like there were underlining emotions between y'all. Like maybe we were just like meant to just like be casual. Maybe we were just like, for the entertainment, just for the like, for the moment, but then something switched because opposition could be like, a change of perception of a thing. Like there's a choice. Like let's say, for instance, if we were losing weight, the opposition would be of like, do I continue on the path that I've always been on, or do I like now go on like this health food journey, this healing path now where I have to make different choices, experience a different lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like it could be that, you know what I mean? So sometimes this could be somebody who's used to maybe their player ways or used to being very independent, used to being the dominating force in their connections, or used to being the one that like had this say so, the final say so in their connections. And now it feels like they have to actually come to like some type of agreement or some type of like negotiation with you. All right, but I kind of feel like most of y'all, this person wants to date you guys or wants to have a heart to heart, just to kind of like cut you off from other options. You may be the best pick, best choice to them. Like they just kind of what it is jealousy from like all the other people whose attention you're catching. It's like, oh, I see that. I see other people like you guys. Some of y'all they may act like they don't really care because maybe they're getting the same thing. The same thing may be happening to them. Like you may have been dating somebody who's attractive in that light, and so it's not really difficult for them to get partnerships as well. They just kind of resent you that they weren't able to like conquer you, or they just kind of resent that they're not able to keep your attention, your focus on them, and because they felt comfortable with you, like you could have been a sense of security or a sense of like home. You know what I mean? Because the moon is here, and then we also got the picture, which means that we're connecting with people on similar stories and experiences. So maybe you guys grew up in the same household. Not maybe not the same household. Maybe you guys grew up in the same environment or came from the same walks of life, and maybe you made your way out, or maybe if it's like the relationship, maybe you guys came from like the same walks of life or the same experiences, but like you don't act like they do. You know what I mean? Or you don't think like they do, or you just distance yourself because like I don't feel that way anymore, the way that like I'm not somebody who maybe over gives my attention. I'm not somebody who over like pursues or over communicates or like it's like your worth. And it's because also other people see your worth too. So this person is feeling like there's something they want to say to you. It says before you love anyone, you have to love yourself first. So that might be what they're angry or upset about, that you put yourself first now. Because the King of Swords could be dismissive, and so is the Queen of Swords. This person may feel like you guys dismissed them, maybe for other opportunities, for other people you dated around. And some of y'all, they feel like if you came back, they feel like it's because those people weren't really emotionally fulfilling to you. And now they I don't know, some of y'all, they kind of want to like be vindictive and do back to you what you did to them. Like this may be somebody who mirrors stuff. Like if you do to me, I'm gonna do it back to you. If you act like that with me, I'm gonna act like that with you. Did I say that for Libra? I think this is very similar. Well, yeah, I just did Libra, so kind of I noticed that the two signs that I do back to back are usually very similar. You know what I mean? Even with a good shuffle, the cards kind of like replay that same story, but like from a different angle. All right. Also, I wanted to say this too. So at work, you may also have people who are resenting you guys, or people who criticize you guys a lot. They dislike you guys because of how other people are interacting with y'all. You know what I mean? So you guys may be like the life of the party. You guys, when you guys show up, you guys may be showing up like the sun, or showing up as like entertaining, exciting to be around. People want to interact. They want to talk to you. Everybody's looking. Everybody's like, observing you guys. People bring you information. Maybe you know all the tea. Maybe you're the talk at the Culligan jug. Like they just talk about you. That's what I'm trying to say. Just talk about you. Some of y'all could be about your romantic life, but it could also be that people have their eye on you romantically, and it could be other people. It's like I always think about this, like at the gym, or like when we be at work. Well, when I used to be at like certain jobs, like certain coworkers or certain colleagues, we'd be like, "Yo, you see her? Yo, she's sexy as hell, ain't she?" We never say it to her, but like we talk amongst ourselves. So that might be what's going on around y'all. People are talking amongst themselves, and there's jealousy that's being created because maybe you guys are catching the attention of people that other people want to catch. These could be even artists, rappers. You know what I mean? Like this could be more in like a creative way too, because it says turn passion into paycheck. So some of y'all, this could be your creative style, or your speaking, your communication style, the way that you guys are able to connect with people in general. Like maybe you have like very good storytelling abilities, or you have very good relatability relatability communication, like the way that you talk is like relatable, or the way that you like connect to people. They like, oh yeah, I get that too. Like people get you. That's what I'm saying. So there could be jealousy and resentment around how people get you, because you're seeming to attract a lot of people at this moment. Anyway, signs you could be dealing with could be Aries, Leo, Sag, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Cancer, Gemini, Capricorn. All right. So Gemini, that was y'all reading. Thanks for being here, y'all. Thanks for support. Did I turn the comments off? Anyway, thank y'all for being here. Thanks for rocking and rolling. That's crazy. I swear I had the comments on. But anyway,